first rays of sunlight slipped quietly into the room, painting the walls in soft gold. Ayaan opened his eyes, but the beauty of the moment didn't reach him. His mind was already racing ahead, the alarm clock buzzing, the stale taste of last night's tea, the endless list of tasks waiting at the office. Every day began like this: the same alarm, the same hurried breakfast, the same train ride past the same gray buildings. Ayaan's life was a perfect machine, running on fixed settings, never questioning why. He often told himself that routines were good. They kept things moving. But somewhere deep inside, he wondered, was he moving forward or just walking in circles? That question didn't have an answer. Not yet. But fate has a way of placing answers where you least expect them. One chilly evening, Ayaan decided to walk home instead of taking the bus. His feet led him past a small park he hadn't visited in years. Most of the benches were empty, except for one corner. There, an old man sat cross-legged on the ground, still as stone. His eyes were half closed, and his breathing was slow and steady, like he had nowhere else to be. Ayaan paused. Something about the man's stillness made the noisy city around him fade. He stepped closer. "You sit here every evening. Don't you get bored?" he asked without much thought. The old man opened his eyes, revealing a calm that felt deeper than words. "Every moment is new when you truly see it," he replied with a faint smile. "How could I be bored?" The simplicity of that answer lodged itself in Ayaan's mind like a seed waiting for rain. He walked home, but the words replayed over and over. The next evening, curiosity pulled him back to the park. This time, he stood quietly before speaking. "Yesterday, you said every moment is new, but my days all feel the same. What's the difference?" The old man looked at him thoughtfully. "You are trapped in your habits. Your eyes are open, but you don't see. Your ears hear, but you don't listen. Habits bring comfort, but awareness brings freedom." Ayaan frowned. "So, what do I do? Quit all my routines?" The old man chuckled softly. "No. Keep the ones that serve you. Let go of the ones that bind you. For one day, live with full awareness. Watch every breath, notice every detail, feel each step. Then you will understand." The following morning, Ayaan tried. When the alarm rang, he resisted the urge to grab his phone. He stayed in bed for a few extra moments, focusing on the cool air filling his lungs, the slow thump of his heart, the faint scent of his bedsheets. Walking to work, he noticed things he had missed for years. The sway of tree branches in the breeze, a child's laughter from across the street, the warm smell of bread drifting from a bakery. At the office, he caught himself before rushing through emails. He read each one carefully, thinking before replying. The work still got done, but the day didn't feel like a blur. That evening, instead of going straight home, he wandered down a side street. He discovered a tiny tea shop, dimly lit but inviting, with an old radio playing soft music. The tea wasn't anything special, but drinking it slowly, tasting every sip, made it feel like a gift. Days passed. Ayaan began breaking small patterns. No phone during meals, 10 minutes of silence before bed, choosing a different route to work just to see something new. It wasn't easy. His mind kept pulling him back into autopilot. Sometimes, he'd realize he had eaten an entire meal without tasting a single bite. Other times, a full conversation with a friend would pass, and he couldn't remember half of what they said. But he kept trying. One afternoon at work, a big meeting spiraled into chaos. Voices overlapped, decisions were rushed, tempers flared. Ayaan paused, letting the noise pass through him without reacting. In that stillness, he saw a simple solution no one else had noticed. When he spoke, the room fell silent. People agreed. The problem was solved. But for Ayaan, the real victory was internal, proof that awareness brought clarity, even in storms. A few days later, he returned to the park. The old man was there, as if he had been waiting. "I've been following your advice," Ayaan said. "Life feels different, fuller." The old man nodded. "Remember, my boy, habits can be loyal servants, but if you let them lead, they will become your masters. Let awareness lead, and habits will follow." That night, Ayaan sat by his window, looking out at the city lights. He realized he no longer felt like a passenger in his own life. He was steering now, even if the road was the same. His transformation wasn't dramatic. He still went to work, still paid bills, still met friends. But each moment was approached, as if it would never come again. One rainy morning, instead of hurrying to avoid the wet, he slowed down. He felt the cool drops on his skin, listened to the rhythmic tapping on his umbrella, smelled the fresh scent of wet earth. Something as ordinary as rain had become an experience. The more he practiced, the lighter he felt. The past no longer weighed on him. The future didn't pull him forward in anxiety. Life was here, and he was living it, not just moving through it. Months later, Ayaan noticed something else had changed. His relationships grew warmer. Friends felt heard. His work improved, not because he worked harder, but because he worked with focus. One evening, he sat again with the old man in the park. They didn't speak for a long time. The silence wasn't awkward. It was full. Finally, the old man whispered, "Now you understand. To live intentionally is to truly live." Ayaan smiled. He did understand, and he knew this journey had no final destination. Every day was a fresh beginning. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like and subscribe, so together we can learn to live more mindfully and beautifully.